Hello and welcome to the Transcend and Succeed show. I'm your guest host, Megan North. I'd like to thank our wonderful sponsors of the show, myself, Quantum Awakening and Voyage of Transcendence. And today my guest needs no introduction. In fact, she's the owner of this show. She's here today to let everyone know what has been happening in her life and to share with you all of her news and what's next for both her and me. Lots of good things happening. So Dawn Livingstone is an experienced Ascension Coach, author, energy healer, and the proud owner of Voyage of Transcendence. With 25 years of energy work experience, Dawn's passion lies in transforming individuals' life, perspective, and facilitating expansion and growth. She also hosts Cosmic Soul Alignment TV, inspiring and uplifting her audience with guests sharing their mystical experiences in line with her passion for unlocking the unknown beyond the veil. Dawn specializes in breaking the cycle of fear, addiction, and trauma through education and by addressing and dissolving vibrational patterns stored in the mind and body. She empowers those feeling trapped, guiding them toward their inner selves and authentic desires. Her approach involves delving inward, exploring core issues, and sharing insights on energy, connection, and life manifestation. Dawn uses her intuitive abilities to identify and eliminate self-imposed limitations, self-sabotage, and emotional build-up to help individuals regain control over their lives. Welcome back to the show, Dawn. How does it feel to be here?
I feel very strange, but wonderful. Yes, it's very strange. That's 3 whole seasons, isn't it, Megan? 3 whole seasons. But a lot has happened in that time. An awful lot has happened in that time. I needed some time off. I didn't want to let go. I needed some time off. My husband and I were planning on a pretty big move. We wanted to move internationally. We wanted to move from Texas. And I just knew that it was going to be so much work just to organise the travelling, to sell, our possessions, and organise living in a different country. I knew it would be too much to keep the show going at the time. So when I decided that I would try and find somebody to guest host for me, you were the first person that came to mind, because I don't know if people that are watching, if they have watched the first season, is that you were my guest on week 5. And you and I really gelled very, very well. And I think after that, you came back and you said, I had such a great time. I really enjoyed that. And something about that stuck in my mind, Megan. And so you and I kept in touch, on and off for the whole time. And then when that thought came up, I thought, I'm going to give you a shout and see what you think. And you just jumped at the chance, which was just fantastic for me. I was really, really happy with that, because I know that you give it all you've got, and I know that I knew it would be beneficial for you too, because don't we just love meeting all these different people that come in, all the different walks of life, to hear their stories of growth and expansion and progression. It's lovely just to hear the way they have evolved in their life. Yes, so I was super happy that you agreed to take over for me. It was a full season, longer than we expected. Things took a little bit longer to kind of manifest in this area, but we got here. Yeah. And we're all unscathed and everything's great. So now getting back to business, it's going to be great.
And I remember when you sent me the email to sort of float the idea, and I responded within about 2 minutes saying, oh my God, I don't know what this means, but yes. But the funny thing is, I don't know whether you remember, but it went into sort of the back end of your CRM system and you didn't get the email for some reason. And so like 3 days later, I messaged you saying, did you get my email? And you said no, because I was really worried then when I was like jumped on it straight away. And then I didn't hear from you for a few days. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's something changed. And then you said, oh, no, 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 I just didn't get the email. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
There you go. Yeah, and I was so happy to have you on board. It was really great. So we've been working well together. We've been in touch very regularly. So it has been super working with you, Megan. And I'm
Yeah,
really glad that you are taking your own show and that we're still going to be working together.
yeah, yeah,
It's just absolutely super.
it is.
So yeah, been manifesting well. You know, things have come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
We just to let people know, my husband and I decided that we wanted to live somewhere else for a while, possibly even just a year. But we settled on Mauritius, which is a tropical island in the Indian Ocean. I was about to say Pacific there and caught myself. Indian Ocean is just off the coast of Madagascar, off the coast of South Africa. And I'd heard some really good things. I mean, we did this entire international move and hadn't even been here. We'd never set foot in the island before. But something about it just felt so right.
Mm,
Megan, there was that inner feeling. It was like a pull. It's like a
mm,
pull towards
mm,
this kind of island life. Now, when we lived in California, we were only 20 minutes from the ocean. And we used to drive every 2 or 3 weeks and spend a whole day just releasing and relaxing and grounding, and it made such a difference in our
mm,
life. So I think there was really a pull there towards the ocean because every
mm,
time we walked down here, we're only like 200 and or maybe a quarter of a mile away from the beach, which is great. But every time we go down there, it's like an excitement, to
mm,
get my feet in the sand or get in for a swim. It's wonderful. So we had decided that in order to do that, we couldn't maintain what we had in Texas for that whole year. So we thought, okay, we either don't go or we just go gung ho and throw everything at it. So we're like, husband and I love change. You could probably tell. We like change. We like to have variation in our life. So we decided, right, we're just going to do this.
mm.
That's exactly what we did. We had a plan and I was getting my manifesting
Yeah.
going.
So can
Um,
you explain about that? Like your conscious manifesting. What did that
yeah.
look like? Like how did you do that? How what process do you have in relation to those sort of things?
Well, I'm aware that to manifest something, you have to be in alignment with it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be on the same vibration as the thing that you want to manifest in your life. And I know it's all about your thoughts, your words, and your beliefs, your vibrations in your body, because that is exactly what you'll attract.
Yeah.
So I think it was whipping up a little bit of excitement about the whole thing at the time of manifesting, because that feeling in the heart, that's the electromagnetic part. That's what draws the experience to you.
Yeah.
So I had created little bits of manifestation. I didn't do like a massive big chunk because I thought that was a little bit too much. So I took it in, bite-sized chunks. And the
Mm-hmm.
first thing was to finish, all the bits and pieces in the house that we wanted to get ready for selling. Um, and we managed that within a few months, which was absolutely great. Then, when we were ready to put the house on the market, I sat down with the conscious intention of attracting the best buyers that would fall in love with the property like we did to start with, that were happy to pay the asking price and that were happy for us, that might sell them some of our existing furniture that we didn't need to get rid of. I wanted this to go as easily and effortlessly as possible. So the house went up for sale just around I think it was about Independence Day, so it would have been the 4th of July. So that weekend we knew it was going to be really quiet, but the following week we had a couple came through the door. Actually, we had their estate agent come through the door first just to have a look around, and she was very nice. And she went away and told her clients, who were, believe it or not, from Colorado, not that far from where we used to live, and they came the following week to have a look round. They came at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had asked, would you mind if I just stayed here? Because in America, you're not really supposed to be in the house when you're selling it. I said,
Okay.
come here, I've got nowhere else to go. I don't want to go and sit up the road in the car for, however long. and I'll be here for any questions that they've got. She said, oh, that's a great idea, just hang on. So I met the couple, really lovely couple, let them have a wander around, answered a ton of questions. They got it there at 1 o'clock, they left at 2, and by 5 o'clock we had their estate agent on our door with an offer for the asking price.
Wow.
So we were like super happy, and they wanted possession in 30 days. They also said, after wandering around, could do you think maybe you could, if we come to a deal, could you leave some of the furniture and, maybe the washer dryer? And I'm like, absolutely, just let me know what it is that you want. But we ended up agreeing on the sale of quite a lot of it in the house. And it just took a lot of pressure off of us, because we had a lot of stuff. My husband had a whole ton of tools and things in the garage. And he was quite handy, he liked to make things with wood, make things themselves, and his repairs. So he was so happy that all this stuff was getting left. So yeah, we did that. Now, we brought our cats, all 4 of them. There's no way we were leaving those little furry monsters behind. We wanted to bring them with us. So again, that was a learning curve as to how we could get them through, what's the word? Quarantine. Yes, quarantine.
Yep.
But just before that, at the 30 days, we thought, right, okay, we're going to have temporary accommodation. And I put another conscious intention out there that I want to find property that I can move into 2 days before our closing day. That give us time to move out and get settled and not do it in a panic. And that's exactly what happened. We managed to secure a property for 3 months until we thought we were going to fly out. Everything was still up in the air. But every little step, I would consciously, put out my intention, what I wanted to happen. Megan, what I was doing was deciding, knowing exactly what it was that I wanted. And I think I lacked a lot of that beforehand. I wasn't quite understanding that you have to have that clear intention. So it was taking a few minutes every time just to visualize how I would want to see it happening. Putting that clear intention out into the universe and then just leaving it alone. Before, what I used to do, and I think the main reason why I didn't keep going back and revisualizing it is because I was so busy doing other things.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas beforehand, if I had a few minutes, I would sit there and I'd think, oh, I'll manifest this again. But sometimes it would morph, it would take a different turn, which I think was rerouting the universe in what it was, to bring to me what it was that I was changing up all the time. So there's some confusion there, which I get. So I just put it out to the universe and I let it happen. And it just came through every single time. I'm not saying there wasn't some challenges to get over. I think we're tested in that manner. And over the last year, we have surely been tested. And I think we've come through it big time. I think the biggest manifestation though was just as we were on the flight coming into Mauritius. That was when I did this manifestation. I wanted to find a Mauritian that had a property he wanted to rent, he or she wanted to rent. I wanted it to be in a quiet area. I didn't want it to cost an arm and a leg, but I wanted the property to be nice. And I put in there, I want to have a place where I can work, a nice place where I can work. And I think something else I threw in with, I want it to be near a beach. I want it to be near the ocean. And I put a picture of the 2 of us on a local Facebook group the day after we arrived, just saying, hello, we're here. We've moved from Texas. I'm Scottish. My husband's American. We would love to meet, locals and expats alike. If you'd like to meet up, drop me a DM. I got 164 DMs.
No way.
I still don't think I've gone through half of them. There was so many. But there was 2 people that really stuck out. There was a lady, and she's like that, oh my goodness, you're just 5 minutes from me. And she's like, we have to meet. So we ended up meeting her the next morning for breakfast. And she's so lovely. She's so
Yeah.
jolly. She's from South Africa. Her name's Teresa. She's wonderful. She lights up the room. She's such a colourful being. And her and I just hit it off right away. We got on so, so well. So we spent quite a bit of time with her here. And the second connection, it was just the next again day. I got, a DM. For some reason, I do not know why. I feel I need to connect with you. Can we connect? So I'm like, okay. I was feeling into it, thinking, yeah, I've got no bad feelings, no negative feelings. Okay, let's see how this goes. So we had a quick conversation on the phone, and he invited us down to his house the next week for breakfast. Okay. So when we met him, he is a Mauritian, and we were there for about 3 hours just chit-chatting, and he's like, no, where are you living? So we were telling him where we had an Airbnb accommodation, which was absolutely awful, by the way.
Mm.
But I told him, we want to have this, this, and this. And he said, would you like to live on the East Coast? And I said, yeah, the East Coast is probably quieter. I would prefer a little bit more, peace and quiet rather than the kind of touristy side on the West Coast. He said, I've got a house on the East Coast. He says that we don't live in because we both work on the West Coast. So we rent a property here that our property over there is just lying empty. Okay. So about 3 days later, we met him here to have a look. Beautiful property. Absolute beautiful property for a ton less than we would have to pay on the other side of the island. And it's
Wow.
really nice and quiet. It's huge. And there's loads and loads of space I even have my own meditation room. I have
Wow.
my own meditation room. It's absolutely beautiful. So I think out of all the things I was trying to manifest, that's been the biggest one. And
Mm.
he remains a friend of ours, which is really great. It's
That's
not just a
lovely.
landlord, he's a good friend of ours. And he's
Yeah.
been very, very helpful because that's exactly what I asked.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I asked for. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a wow moment, several times since we got here, just the way things were falling into place.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
great. Been a great journey.
Fantastic. And I know that you and I have talked about this before, and I actually think we talked about it in our conversation in your first season. But just that whole manifesting is really interesting, isn't it? Because people think, the whole visualization of a manifestation is really important, which it is. But it's
Mhm.
also then to do with the feeling. Like I
Yeah.
always go into the feeling as well, because that's where then your vibration then lifts. I
Uh-huh.
also think too that when I do any manifestation, I'm saying this or something better,
Uh-huh.
because the universe goes, well, Megan, I was going to actually give you this, but you're asking for
You're
this.
asking for this,
Yeah.
yes. Uh-huh.
But when you say or something better, then it's almost giving the universe permission to
Yes.
say, come up here.
Yeah.
But it was the point that you just made before when you said that you just put it out there once, and then because you were busy, you kind of
Yeah.
didn't really tune
Just
back
left
into
it.
it. It's
Hmm.
really I've had this book on my altar for a while, and I started reading it, but a while ago, like years ago. But then I've just got the audio book, so the Audible version of it, and I've listened to it, and it's Esther and Jerry Hicks,
Uh-huh.
Ask and It Is Given. And the thing that I've learned by listening to this is what they talk about is, or what Abraham teaches
Uh-huh.
is, have you read the book? Do you know the
Not
book?
read the book, no, bits and pieces about it,
Yeah.
yes, but I've
Yeah.
not read the book. Mhm.
But they talk about the fact that you just, when you're manifesting, put it out once, ask and it's
Uh-huh.
given. And so that's really changed my feelings
Yeah.
recently about manifesting as well, because I
Hmm.
have actually tested it over the last few months of just asking for something once and then just letting it go. And it
Hmm.
does come. And so it's really interesting. And for me, I feel like that it really gets you into that trust mode, that I've asked for this and I'm
Hmm.
trusting that it's going to be given
It's going to
something
come to it,
more,
yeah.
something better.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's that's exactly what has happened with you from your conscious
Yeah.
manifesting,
I didn't put any
particularly.
limitations on it
Yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah,
Nothing at all. Because I understand from my experience in the work that I do The only limitations you have are the ones that you impose on yourself. So whatever you believe you're worthy of is what you'll get. You'll cap yourself.
Yeah.
You'll cap everything that you receive to your belief of how worthy you are of receiving it.
Yeah.
So I just put out there, at least I want to be brought at least whatever it is,
Yeah.
or a minimum of, and that leaves the upper end to be uncapped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the other piece of trust that I've started to bring into it too is that I'm trusting from a timing point of view, because what we think is right for us now, the universe has
Absolutely.
the holistic view of what our life is, and our
Yeah.
soul has that holistic view. So it's almost sitting there in that trust as well that, okay, well, I asked for this and it's April and I'm expecting it in April, but I have to trust that it's not the right time.
The
There's
right
got to be
time.
reasons behind it. So it might come in May or June, or, I think not putting a timeline on it too, I think is really
Yeah.
important.
But it's
Yeah.
on its way. You just, you do just have to trust in the entire process,
Yeah.
that it'll bring it to you at the right time, in the right way, and the best way for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, would you like to share the news with the audience of all the changes that are happening with this show, and the renaming and the branding of the channel and everything that is happening
Yeah.
behind the scenes?
That is exactly what I'm doing. Rebranding the show. So the Transcendence Succeed show will be no more. This is going to be the last episode after 7 seasons,
Oh,
which is quite exciting, really. I mean, the end of one area, the start of another, and I'm not looking at it like it's a horrible thing to for this to stop. It's allowing space for a new dream to come in.
yeah.
And that is, like you said earlier, rebranding the show. It's going to be called Cosmic Soul Alignment. And that just rings so true to me. I
Mm,
have been absolutely fascinated with the mystical, with the metaphysical, with aliens, with out of body experiences. I'm starting to have more and more of these experiences. And I'm like, why are we not talking about this?
yeah.
Because I know it happens to so many people. You see the YouTube channels out there, and I thought, I want to talk about that too. I want to have people on my show that can tell me their near-death experiences, and I want to learn so much more about it. So that's what I've created, Cosmic Soul Alignment, which is going to be unlocking the unknown. So we're going beyond the veil. So we're going to talk about anything that's metaphysical, or anything that really shouldn't be talked about, that we might get a slap in the back of the hand with. That's me. I've turned a rebel for some reason. But I'm pretty excited. I have got, a good few people lined up, and I know one of them is going to be absolutely amazingly exciting, because it's something we're going to talk about, astral traveling and about out of body experiences, because I have them a lot.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to get other people's opinions on it.
Mm,
So I know we're going to have a fantastic conversation.
mm,
So it's really to share, or be a platform for other people to share their experiences, because that's what's been lighting me up for, I can't even say years, Megan. It's decades. And
mm.
I have never ever acted on it, because I think the first time I mentioned something like that, people looked at me like I had horns, and I didn't like that, the way that made me feel. So I never
Yeah.
ever talked about it. But I think when we get, into our 50s, or like, the filter goes, you don't give a stuff about what people think, what people say about you. And that's exactly the stage I'm at the minute. I really don't care what you think. If you don't like it, okay, keep scrolling,
Yeah.
because this isn't for you. Don't
Yeah.
waste your time getting nasty with me. If it's not something that you're interested in, just keep going. There's plenty there for your interest. So, because I used to get quite upset about it, when
Mm,
people would put on and I didn't want the rejection, didn't want the conflict, and now I'm thinking, why am I getting upset about, somebody's reaction about something that I posted? That's really none of their business. Why am
yeah.
I getting myself upset about it? So major changes in me, and my way of being now. So I'm
Mm,
really excited about this. It's starting on the first Friday in June. I believe it's the 6th of June. It's going to be in the same time slot as here. It's going to be noon Pacific. So very excited about
Very
that.
exciting.
Bring it on, bring it
Yeah.
on.
And so the channel that this show sits under at the moment is also having a rename.
Yes, we're renaming it Awaken, Align, Ascend, because that is very much in alignment with what both of us are doing with both of our missions and our goals. So we thought it was a really apt name for the channel. So these two shows, Your True North Show and Cosmic Soul Alignment, will be on the Awaken, Align, Ascend channel on Arion TV on a360tv.com.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes.
Excited.
So exciting. Very
Yes.
exciting. Yeah. All right. So we might hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, want to talk more about, what you've been working on and projects and those sort of things, and an audience offer that you've got. So we'll
Yes.
go to hear from our sponsors, which is you and I.
Yay.
Yay. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, Dawn. So can you share with us what projects you're working on at the moment, other than the Cosmic Soul Alignment? And can you also share in those projects that I think that you've got an audience offer as well?
I do,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. Yeah, so the rebranding of the show has taken up quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
But it's been so much fun and I'm feeling really fulfilled. So I get a really good feeling, I get a good sense about it that, things are just going to work out super fine. So yeah, that has taken up the Cosmic Soul Alignment. Actually, for the last few weeks, I have been putting out a tarot card reading. Just the one card. I just pull one card for a week. So I pull on a Friday, and I put out on YouTube and on social media about, what that card means to me, and been getting some really excellent feedback on it. It's just another little thing that, that's been lighting me up for years, and I've just never pursued it. So the last few months I've been dabbling around, and I'm very surprised that once I put the book down and stopped reading about what the card was meant to represent, it would just start to flow.
Yeah.
So that's been really good fun. I have been thoroughly enjoying doing that. The other project, the big project that I'm working on at the minute, is, I suppose, my signature course called Embarkation. Now, it is about, welcoming you to your journey of self-discovery.
Mm-hmm.
It's been around for, I'd say, maybe 3 or 4 years. I've never really promoted it. I've talked to people, talked to my clients about it, and I've had a few purchases, which has been great. And I'm thinking, why am I not getting this out there? Because I get some amazing feedback from it. It is a starter course for someone who's maybe got some issues going on in their life. It doesn't matter in what area of life it is. If
Mm-hmm.
something is not going right, they know they need to get things fixed, I suppose. And this introduces them to a whole raft of stuff. It can be done in two ways, Megan. You can either read the education and sit back and receive the energy healings to remove the blocks.
Right.
Or instead of just receiving it, I actually teach you how to do these energies on yourself. So you can do them at any time. So it's like a beginner's course in energy healing, but you don't have to learn how to do it. You can just sit back and play the videos and listen to the healing. So it's
Right.
kind of a twofer. It's kind of a twofer in there. It is self-paced. There are I think three modules in there that I have a 7-day pause on just to allow the energies to integrate and allow you time after all the healing, because you know what it's like. Sometimes it can, if you do too much at one time, you can feel a little bit under the weather, and I don't want that for
Yeah.
my students or my clients.
Yeah.
So it's a 7-module course.
Mm-hmm.
It goes into how life works, how it truly works, with lots of examples. We talk about and a lot of energetic upgrades are made to the physical body at this point in the fundamental section. We have, I've got some tools and tips and techniques in there, and some documents that you can print off for your own use, that will help you to identify where your blockages are in the chakra system relating to any physical pains or ailments or aches that you have in the body. It also touches on, well, it doesn't touch on, it actually goes in quite deep to past or concurrent lives, however you like to look at them, and how we can take on the vibrations and the belief systems from other lifetimes. We also look at this current lifetime and how we gain our programming or our conditioning, where all that comes from, and we run a ton of energies there to clear that. And then the last two modules are about you as an individual, and how your thoughts and words and action towards yourself are a
Mm.
massive part of your evolution and your spiritual growth. And of course, there's obviously some energies in there too that help you to understand, protection. How you can even do a full chakra rebalance. I teach you how to do a full chakra rebalance energetically on you. So I've had so much enjoyment out of creating that course. And I hope other people like it too. So the promo code on the screen there, EMBVOT, the 100, is actually giving you $100 off that course.
Wow.
So even if you've got no intention of purchasing it, use the QR code, go and take a look. It's quite detailed and what you can go through, and just see if that's for you. And
Mm.
it doesn't matter what aspect of life you want to change. It's going to impact all aspects of your life, and it'll
Wow.
help you move forward. So uh,
Amazing.
I just love it. And one thing I think it's pertinent to say is that you can actually go back every 6 months and redo, or you can rerun the energies on yourself, and what you will get is the most up-to-date version of that energy. So the
Ah,
expansion will be at the highest level that's available. So it's not just a one-off course. You go back every 6 months or even every 3 months, whatever you want to do, and just keep running the energies, and you will then upgrade at that same pace. So
wow.
it's an exciting course.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, it sounds really. And so, embarkation, is that then like you embarking on that new
Yeah.
version of you? Right.
It was a bit twee, but I liked it at the time. Thought, yeah, you're embarking on this journey of self-discovery, and I thought, oh, I like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, embarkation, and I've actually started an advanced course um,
Mm.
to follow that, so that should be
Mhm.
available in the next few months. Embarkation 2.0. I've not given it a proper name yet, but I'm working on it. Yeah, because I find that my method of healing, because I teach in the embarkation, I teach you how I connect and how I work, but I also
Mm,
encourage you to use what comes to you. Yeah. So to
mm,
start off, here's how I do it. Try and connect this way, and then after you've done it a couple of times, if it's moving in a different direction for you, then just go with the flow. So
mm.
I'm not, trying to pull people in to my course only, and that you have to do it rigidly. No, it's very, very flexible, and that's
Yeah,
what I like about it. Yeah, because I think the few modalities that I've done, I don't like being tied into certain things. It doesn't feel right.
yeah, yeah.
I like to use what I feel is right at the time, relating to whatever the client is going through.
Mm,
But the embarkation allows you to heal yourself. That's the
mm.
starter for tech. And then the embarkation 2.0 will go deeper.
Wow,
A
wow.
lot
Thank
deeper.
you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Sounds amazing. So, with your move to a new country and all the changes that have happened, like what things and what new things about yourself have you discovered through the process?
Other than being a rebel,
Yeah.
I have come out my shell. I've absolutely feel
Mm,
like I've come out my shell. I've always been afraid to be seen, always been afraid to be heard. And now, like I said before the break, I don't care. I'm just going to say what I think and see what it's going to be my opinion. And I don't care if you don't like it. If you've got a problem with it, I'm not going to make it mine. And I think for me, that's been a massive upgrade, if you
yeah.
like, because I was always, feeling injured in some way, usually
Mm,
emotionally, by things that somebody said about something I was doing. So I think
mm,
it's really, really brought me out my shell. I think I just needed some time, Megan. I think I needed get my feet in the sand and to swim in the Indian Ocean, which is like a bath, by the way. I
yeah.
think I think that's made such a difference
Mm,
in my spiritual growth. I think it's been fabulous to be able to have the earth to help me to get rid of all these burdens and this excess baggage that we're all carrying, and I don't know how else I can put it. I just feel freer and I
mm,
feel a lot lighter. And the things that I used to worry about before, it's like, oh yeah, I used to worry about that, didn't I?
yeah.
And it's like, oh no, I can't be bothered. People leaving my life, that's all right too. It's maybe not a good thing in a certain way, but I know I have really evolved in such a way that I'm leaving some other people behind.
Yeah.
They're not keeping up, and I cannot go back down to that level. I
Yeah.
just cannot do it. Um, it's not possible for me to do that. So I just have to accept, and I have accepted now that, everybody, they're all at different stages of growth. And
Yeah.
where they are right now is the best place for them.
For them.
And I am not going to try and push them to
Mm,
come and meet me if they are not ready. There is no point. You can plant the seeds and, cast a line out there with some information. And if they take a bite and grab it, fantastic.
yeah.
If they don't, that's entirely their prerogative. It's their
Yeah.
life, and they need to be exactly where they are. And where they are right now is the best place for them. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there are things that they need to experience. So it's been more of a, okay, Dawn, hands off. And it's like, yeah, okay, I feel good about that. Just, being hands off and not having to worry about it or
Yeah.
think about it. So that's changed me in quite a way. I think going after my passion, because now
Mm,
I just think this is going to be fantastic. I'm now going to have more time and I suppose more motivation to go after these experiences and try and initiate them, because I've been learning to initiate out of body experiences for a while. And it was always something that I wanted to have somebody to talk to about it, that, that go through similar things, that are doing the same thing, that's doing the same things. And I've since I have made the change, yes, I'm going with cosmic soul alignment and I'm putting the feelers out there. There are people coming in that are
mm.
able to tell me about this. Isn't it amazing? You
Yeah.
ask and you will receive. I want to find these people that can talk about out of body experiences or near death experiences, and whoosh, and they come. So it's amazing. And I'm very, very much more trusting, like you were talking about earlier, trusting that you will be brought the right things and the right people at the right time and in the right place.
Mm,
I have absolutely no issues with that now. I just put the intention out there, ask for it, and then just get on with whatever it is that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I think it's really changed me. And I wrote a couple of blogs about this actually, because my husband and I, it's really hot here at the minute. It's April and it's still in summer and it's hotter than Hades, and it's so, the heat is about 90 degrees, which is not really that hot, but when you've got the humidity on top of it on a tropical island, it absolutely flattens you. But
Mm.
we've been going for, for walks, and everywhere I look, I think this is why I didn't drive for the first wee while, because I was just flabbergasted with my surroundings. It's so green.
Wow.
There are trees growing everywhere, not just, green trees, but there are papaya trees, there's mango trees, there's breadfruit trees, they grow everything here, and it's beautiful to see. There's banana trees everywhere, and there's like maybe 100 bananas on each of the, I don't even know what you call it. It's like a
A
stem
hand.
thing that grows from it.
A hand of banana. It's a hand.
Hand. No, there's like many hands
Yeah.
on it. But there's like a big stalk that grows, and I'm constantly stopping taking pictures. I'm just in awe at the level of abundance that's here. And it just grows and grows and grows, and there's no problem. It's just going with the flow of life. It doesn't
Mm.
matter if there's a big papaya tree growing in the middle of a field of potatoes. It's growing there. They leave it to grow, and then they harvest the fruit. You know, the amount of food here that tastes totally different to what we had in the States. The banana, I'm fascinated with these bananas because they're like little short stubby fingers. Like they're really thick, but they're very small. But they are the creamiest bananas I have ever seen
Wow.
because they're natural. They're the way God made them, and they've not been modified in any way, shape, or form. The papayas are exactly the way they should be too. They've not been modified.
Mm.
It's amazing to see, and I'm still in awe walking around. So I think there's a lot more gratitude from me. I think I experienced that, and I want to say thank you for everything that's around about me, because I've never really noticed it before.
Mm.
Because you go into the store and you pick up this bunch of bananas, whereas here, if we're walking to the store, you can see where they grow, you
Yeah.
know. And I did not realise that they grew like that. I didn't realise that they grew up the way instead of down the way. They grow up the way. And they have this big, beautiful purple flower
Yeah, they're
that grows
amazing.
from the bottom of the stalk. I know.
Yeah.
And I just taking pictures everywhere. It's been fascinating for me.
I
So
love
I've got a lot more to be grateful for, I'll
mm,
tell you. Yeah.
it's really beautiful. And just back to your point of when you were saying that, you're just not worried about what people are saying anymore. Someone once gave me a piece of advice that said, if you've got everyone following you and they all love what you do, then you're not agitating and making change
Yes.
enough. Because
Yes.
the people that comment that and are mean or nasty are the ones that actually you're agitating, and that's actually a good thing because you're creating.
It's a good thing. Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
also a good thing because one of the thoughts that would go through my mind was I don't want to send out an email to my base just in case they unsubscribe. And that I wouldn't send emails out because of that fear. See, now it's okay, I'm going to send out this email and I want people to unsubscribe if they're not
if
interested.
they're not interested.
Because once they go from your sphere, from your realm, other
Yeah,
people that are interested will come in. It's actually making room. And it's not until you understand that where things just fall into place, Megan.
yeah,
We just have to go with the flow of life instead of resisting
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Because we're resisting just about everything in
yeah,
our life. We have all these vibrations of good things. We have abundance. We have richness in every aspect of our life. We already have those vibrations. What we need to get rid of are the blocks of the things that are stopping them from coming to us. We can't receive them because we have this opposite vibration to it. So we're vibrating lack. So if we vibrate lack, that stops the abundance from coming through to us. We cannot receive it. It's throwing itself at us all the time. We just don't realise that. But
yeah,
once we start to get rid of the fear and whatever it is that's surrounding the lack of money or the undeserving, this type of thing, the unworthiness, your lack of confidence, once that goes, then everything is just free to flow to you. And that is what I'm finding here, which is super.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm so happy for you. I'm really happy for you.
Oh, thank you. Right.
So I just want to just take this time to just thank you for the opportunity for guest hosting this show, because
You're
I've
very welcome.
had the most incredible time over the last 9 months. And
I've
I'm
been so proud watching you. You
oh,
have
thank
done great.
you. I've just met the most amazing people. I've spoken to
Yeah.
people that I already knew, but I learned so much about them and myself, which I think is really lovely as well. And it's just such a privilege, isn't it, to just be sitting in this seat. And I'm just really excited about, what's next for both of us over the next
Uh-huh.
12 months,
It is
particularly,
exciting.
the two new shows that we've got under
Yeah.
the channel. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah,
I was just going to say, and I was thinking that when the opener was playing there, I'm thinking this is going to be the last time that we hear that. We're
yeah,
not going to play it anymore. No, never
yeah,
mind. We're thinking, right, moving on. We've both got our own shows now, our own openers. So I
yeah,
think it's great, and we're moving forwards step by step, and I think it's going to be fabulous for both of
yeah,
us. Hmm.
definitely, definitely. And I'd also just like to thank all of our amazing and dedicated audience and our supporters and our sponsors, because,
Yeah,
I'm filled with love and gratitude for the constant support that they have given us, for me, for you, for the show.
yeah,
And I'm actually really excited for them, for everybody to, to be following us on our new versions of,
yeah,
um, of the Cosmic Soul Alignment show, and then the True
mhm,
North show.
yeah.
So, yeah, I just wanted to also just thank all the audience and everybody who's always supported us, because I'm really grateful for that too.
Yeah, so come and follow us on the two new shows. It'd be wonderful. See what you think, and you can see our changes, and
Yeah.
yeah, come join our journey.
Yes, yes. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you.
You're so
Thank you.
welcome.
Yeah.
Always lovely to see you.
And just thank you, everybody. And as always, I just hope that you all have an amazing and wonderful weekend. And I look forward to seeing you all, and for Dawn to see you all in our new versions of our new shows. So thank you again.
Thank you. Love you, Megan.
Thank you. Love you too, Dawn.
Bye.